So, welcome to this video. I want to do a short introduction into Jupyter Notebook, which you can use to learn basic Python with. So, I will start Jupyter Notebook or Jupyterlab, and yeah, it's starting, as you can see, the browser. In the browser now, you just need to press here in order to create a new notebook. And what you can do is basically everything you can do in an IDE, so in a programming environment. But this is actually a very nice, more or less, way to program without any distraction, without having to learn what the environment, programming environment you have, a development environment has to offer as features. You can just simply focus on programming itself. And that's, if you are new to programming or to Python, a very good thing in my opinion, because then you can just focus on the language and focus on what language can do. And yeah, so now I've started this notebook, and you can actually start now to do things. And what can you do in a programming language? You can print something, you can assign variables, you can compute something, you can run something in a loop, and so on. You can create variables like integers or like strings, and create maybe more sophisticated data structures like a list or a map, and all these things you can try out here. And yeah, so let's start with that. I just want to show you simple things. So let's just assign a variable x the value of hello. So in order to evaluate that cell here, you have to use this shift to run the cell, and we run the cell. When you run the cell, you can see that nothing happens, but of course Python has now put in for the as now internally a variable named x, which has the value of hello. And we can prove that easily by just evaluating to x by just simply putting x in the new cell and evaluate this. And we see here that the value is hello. We can also now say hello world here. And again, let's not evaluate the cell now, but just this cell, and you will see nothing has changed. Why has nothing changed? Because I did not run this. And this, to run this again, you just need to push on the play button, and then you see this is now run, but this still shows hello. And now we run this as well, and you can see hello world. And this way you can just experiment with everything. Now we can also say totally new value like 5 and evaluate this, and now see that 5 is assigned to x. So it's a wonderful way to experiment with variables and with creating code. And also it's basically the code from top to bottom evaluated directly in this notebook. So maybe let's see if the print command also works like that. So we can just print x now. I will not press this anymore, I will just use the shortcut, but you can see now I printed x, and it's the same like evaluating it. So it's 5. Mm, This is very great. So let's do something more interesting, and let's say if let's make a conditional here and say, okay, if x is 5, then we print out x is 5. We know that. Oops. And let's also say else here. Um, why is it doing like that? I'm not. Yeah, print x is not 5. Okay, so now let's evaluate that. So I still have an arrow here, and as you can see, I forgot the brackets here. So, and now it's outputting as we expect. X is 5, we know that, and it's not outputting that because it would only output that if x is not 5. But we can simply here go back here and say, okay, let's make it 7. So now let's re-evaluate it. And as you can see, nothing has changed. Why has nothing changed? Because I didn't evaluate this cell here. And I have to do it in order so that x gets assigned. And now I have done it. You cannot see it, but I have pressed the shortcut. And now you can see the result of that, because now it's saying x is not 5. And we can see also here and evaluate x. And as you can see, it's now 7. It's still 5 here because we haven't also evaluated here. If I would run this cell again, then it would be showing 7. And as well, it would be showing 7 here. Okay, very nice. And yeah, that's how you can try different things and look up commands in Python. Let's also maybe do a for loop. So we can say for x in or let's use maybe epsilon. So we create say it's for epsilon in a list like that. Correct. I hope print epsilon. So let's evaluate that. Yeah, and as you can see, it's showing 1, 2, and 3 because each time for every time the for loop is created, it's printing what epsilon is becoming. We can also say here, okay, another print statement and say new line. And as you can see now, we have new line before each print of y. So in that way, you can create maybe experiment with other data structures, try out the sets in Python, the map, and how it works and stuff like that. But it's such a convenient way to use and start programming. So I just wanted to show that to you guys, and yeah, happy coding and try it yourself. It's an awesome tool.